forged when the world was young.
Cameras rolling.
I got that hardcore Merlin style right there. Camelot, baby.
No.
Polished armor.
All the dogs are out here, man.
All right. Unique New York. Are you ready?
Welcome back to another edition of News from the Front, the gaming podcast for gamers by gamers that features flames of war games, RPGs, SPGs, BFGs, HPGs, history books, movies, sci-fi, fantasy, miniatures, and anything that requires a very tiny brush, but mostly flames of war.
Mostly.
Sorry, Stephen. And now, the man who once lost a game just to see how it felt, Steve McLaughlin.
All right. Nice, man. So for those of you joining us via video for the first time ever, I apologize.
I hope it's not as early in the morning as it is for us.
Yeah, what time is it now?
Like 9:20.
9:20? At least we got donuts, though. So this is literally the least after hours we'll ever record.
Yes.
So it's going to be like 11 o'clock.
Right.
Actually, Steve's going to
day.
be calling us in about 2 months saying, hey, you guys want to record after hours? Steve, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, but I'm up.
Yeah.
So, what kind of stuff you guys been up to? It's been a while. We've been real busy. October.
Yes. October was hellish for
Yeah.
me. Again, more reenacting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had one of our largest events of the year. Weekend before last, had my motorcycle club meeting. Well, our yearly rally, it rained the whole time. It was horrible. Normally have like 600-700 people. We had 200. Just been up to that and getting ready for Fall In, baby.
Yeah,
That's right. Big Ted's coming with us. And we're
Nice.
gonna
That's
my
gonna be
partner.
fun.
Yeah, we're gonna be the elite. We're gonna be the heaviest team.
Yeah.
If not the best.
That car driving up there, we're taking my minivan. I just had the motor mounts replaced just to make sure that we'd be able to make it up there.
They're just scraping.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With lead and you guys.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah,
going to be a mess.
that'll be good. Well, we've had a couple of awesome things happen recently. We finally got the WWPD.net domain, which is awesome. We've been trying for that for a while, and actually, I don't know if you guys are familiar with how this works, but people buy up domains and then they squat on them.
Yeah.
And they try to sell them for a profit. And so somebody owned WWPD.net, and we contacted them and said, hey, we're interested in buying it. We want on $1,200. It's like,
That was like the bottom line price. That was
yeah,
the counter
I
offer.
know, that was the counter. He wanted
No.
$2,500 originally. I talked him down to $1,200, and then it kind of just died there. So finally, one day, randomly, I think you were like,
Yeah.
well, just see if it's available. And it was, and I bought it for $9.
It came open that day, too. That's a funny thing.
Yeah, so that was awesome.
Karma, baby, karma.
I know. It came around. So that's nice. So we've completely sort of rebranded. You know, the website's all WWPD now.
Just like the shirts.
Yeah,
Right.
just
What
like
would-
the shirts.
what
Now
would-
they make sense.
Right. What would Platoon do?
That's right. What would Platoon do? We've also added a forum to the site, and that's going pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
is.
You know, we resisted that for a while because we wanted to make sure people would use it. I mean, there's nothing worse than a dead.
Well,
ass
because
forum.
Luke doesn't care what they all think.
Yeah,
That's really what
I don't care what anybody thinks. That's part of my charm.
So that's pretty neat. We've got a bunch of people on there, you know, chatting it up. So come join us there. It's on the site. Can't miss it. Big button on the right.
Big
else
butt
is
what?
going on? Yeah, big butt.
And he cannot
cannot
deny.
That's right.
You other Flames of Wars can't deny.
All right.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and nip that. All right, so what else we got going on? We got a contest going on. Luke, you want to tell us about that?
Yes, we have a contest right now. It's a pretty funny contest, as a matter of fact. And we are basically looking for a MP3 of you goofing on us.
That's
more
right.
or less. So
So I can send that in WMA format, Steve?
Oh, God. I will kill you. If you guys can't see here,
Super Mac.
MacBook, please don't send me WMA files. It's a pain.
So we've gotten a lot of responses already, and we've heard some parodies. We've heard everybody doing an assortment of goofing on us.
You're right. They're pretty good. We've got other stuff, too, though. We got like a propaganda commercial for the Sherman Easy 8, which is awesome. Yeah, the ones goofing on us, though, definitely are. We can take it. We can take it. They're pretty good.
Yeah,
Some of them get a little close to home.
I was like, I need to go re-listen to some old episodes.
I know. Pretty good. Pretty spot on. So that's pretty cool. You know, winners are going to get a shirt. We'll probably hook everyone else up with something, maybe a couple free downloads.
More importantly, you have the immortal fame of
Exactly.
being the winner of a official WWPD
That is
contest.
Right. You and two of your friends will be very impressed.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's pretty neat, though. It's going well. It's a good contest. What else is new, man? What else before
We played a game last night.
We did play a game last
Luke
night.
gets a game in. Luke gets a game.
Hey, take it easy, because I've been playing a lot more.
Take it easy, Sleazy.
So we came over to my house and we played a game last night, and we took a couple pictures. So
Oh yeah.
Cool.
We'll get them sent to you, Steve-O.
Good.
And basically, we did a bocage table, oddly enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, really.
But I'm going to be honest with
Makes
you.
sense.
Looking at that table, John and I spent probably a good hour laying it out and how we were going to do it. And it looks like a lot of the photographs that we've seen.
Oh, cool.
And it was great. We played with the I-95 bocage light rules.
Oh, that does look cool.
For at least half the game we played with that.
Yeah,
I think we started with regular bocage rules and then we moved to bocage light, which kind of changed the game. But it was a lot of fun, and it was just cool hanging out with Ted and John and Eric. And
Are those Ted's Panzer IVs or those yours?
Ted.
Those look really good.
Yeah,
man.
they look pretty good, don't they?
Yeah, that's
Solid.
a nice looking table.
yeah, it was
Yeah,
good.
okay.
It was a lot of
I like
fun.
really
We did
great
lose,
for the
but
light
we
tank
were
company.
practicing for Fallen, which we're going to talk about in a second, which is a 2,000 point. And I think we found a hole in one of the missions, and that is fighting withdrawal when you have two companies, which you have, in their case, they had eight units.
4 each.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it's like on turn 3 they're withdrawing.
Just start
like, bam, bam,
evaporating.
bam, you know?
Yeah.
And that's really rough. But
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They-
especially with two companies, because you pull
Right.
those off and they're not counting for you.
Exactly.
They're not
Yeah.
counting against you, but you lose one platoon and you withdraw one.
Man,
You're
in trouble.
hanging on by a
Exactly.
thread.
and we came. They ended up winning, but we did come to the conclusion that if it hadn't been for Bocage and Eric Turner, we would have won. Come on, you know.
Well, I was telling Steve before you shut up, I was like, Eric sat there and took a Stuart platoon. He shot one of my guys. He could only see one. He shot him for 3 turns. He stood there and shot me. It's like, really?
You gotta get in there, man. If
Right.
fighting withdrawal,
I was Captain Assault last night.
You were.
I assaulted everything, and I'll tell you, the thing that I hate and love about this game is that in one moment the game for me came down to a die roll.
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And it was a motivation to counter assault. And let me just tell you, I assaulted these grenadiers. They were behind Bocage and in buildings. Man, ran up there. They're only confident trained though. So I ran up there. Pow! Hit Ted. I killed like 4 guys in the first round. So I had it was fantastic because I only had 6 guys swinging. So I was beating the odds there.
Right.
Ted just took a beating. It was awesome. And then he had one guy who could counter assault. And then he was trying to move a couple more guys over. And man, guess who can't counter assault? This
guy.
This guy right
Nice.
here. What has 2 thumbs and can't counter assault? This guy right here. And I was like, oh my God, because that assault would have put me on the objective without the hope of anybody else getting on it. I was like,
Should have had your CSE over there.
I had my 2 IC. I actually re-rolled it. I mean, I'm sorry, I had my CIC, but I re-rolled it. So I
Failed it twice.
Failed the re-roll.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, and that's when I was
Play your
begging
Russians.
for Fearless Train right about that moment.
And
So-
looking for
Yeah,
Russians.
Fearless Train. That's cool. I got a game in, I guess, over a week ago now. It's been since I played. I ran IS2s. Did you guys see that back?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I got completely slaughtered. I played
Yeah.
Sean and Joe, and they were running Finns and Germans, and we played the big push, because, IS2 is the big heavy breakthrough
Sure,
things.
whatever. You're like, I'm gonna roll these guys.
I literally, I think, killed like 2 or 3 teams, and not including the preliminary bombardment,
Yeah.
which went really well. Like, I gutted a bunch of platoons. It's like, oh yeah, I got this, and then I just lost.
Man,
I
but
never counted.
That's the benefit of playing Russians.
Romans.
It's still early, God.
Roman
The benefit of playing
countrymen,
Russians because you're like,
Lemuels.
yeah, but I was playing Russians.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, yeah, I'll play
Doesn't
Russian.
count.
And he's got a big
Never
cheese smile on his face, which in this case you guys can
That's
actually
right.
see.
That's right. All right. So before we move on, real quick, let's talk about what's coming up in the rest of the episode. We're going to talk about Fallen coming up in this act. Act 2, we've got some Battlefront news, which is pretty cool. There was a big post by John Paul a couple days ago. He kind of laid out the map for Battlefront coming up.
There was
which
a
is
big
awesome.
post by Ron Paul too, but it was a little different.
Yeah.
But it was ignored.
Let's see what else, man. We got Burning Empires. Check this out. We're going to talk about this a little bit here on the show.
Steve got
If you're
connections,
watching this
baby. What's
tonight,
up?
you've noticed that it's not in stores right now.
That's right. We got an advanced copy because we're cool like that. We're cool like that. Anyways, pretty cool. We got some.
When you say it, it just doesn't sound cool.
It's not cool. I don't know. I think I'm pretty
Roll
cool.
on, roll
All
on.
right. We're gonna, John and I are going to talk a little bit about some painting tips,
Yep.
particularly around basing, and Luke's going to just be out of here for that.
Talk about basing, you bastards.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You paint with a 4-inch brush.
And then we're going to briefly talk about Southern Front, just a little bit
Yeah.
more. You know, you guys probably saw the video, but if you don't like video, we'll talk about it a little bit here. We're going to review the new books coming up, Grey Wolf, Red Bear. We're going to make some predictions. And then we got a Noob Zone for you. We're going to talk about transports. So
Noob Zone.
that is this episode. What do we got planned for After Hours?
Well, we talked about maybe talking a little bit about confident veteran versus fearless trained.
Yeah.
Sure.
We've talked a little bit, touched on that a little bit.
Yeah.
This is not going to be a heavy discussion today.
No,
we might
it's
have
light.
woken up by the time
Yeah,
this comes
exactly.
around.
I
Exactly.
mean, it's too early to drink. It's not quite noon.
Too early
by the
for
time
you.
get there.
That's what I was going to
Fair
say.
enough.
Yeah. It's
We'll
never
get
too
some
early.
Irish cream for the coffee.